It's Friday afternoon at eCentral and it's time for the Social Revolution. It's a brand new concept show. I'm joined by Dave Meikle today from Echo Media.
How are you, John?
Dave, we spent a bit of time together and we're big fans of social media.
I'm a big fan of social media.
Yeah, you more so from the point of view of video, me more so from the point of view of social media and digital marketing systems type thing. So just frame it up for you around how Dave fits into the show here. So now, what are we here to talk about?
So we're here to talk about some social media things that we just see happening. We're just going to deconstruct some of that a bit today, just to sort of put a bit of meaning around some of the things that we're seeing out there. Yeah.
And so this first one, you've put this one in there. A legal practice, you said it's out there somewhere on Ipswich Road by the sound of it. There's
Yeah. So driving home the other day, I saw this big billboard up on the side of the road with their slogan, get more but pay less. Now, I have no idea what that means. I'm thinking, are they a furniture company? Am I going to get some food for cheaper or something like that? I just don't know. So I thought I'd bring that up and sort of let's deconstruct some message clarity.
Yeah, well, for mine, in terms of that message, it's, the question is for me is like what you see is what you pay for, what you get type thing. So when you make a value proposition about that, it's really got to tell you something more about it, just more so than get more. Get more what? Get more Smarties, get more copies of the Women's Weekly, they're in reception when you go in.
Yeah, so I think the key takeaway from this is when you have a slogan or you have some messaging out there on social media, make it really clear so that you can read the slogan and know exactly what the business does. So for my business, my slogan is video production, video marketing. Someone's going to come to my page or see my slogan, they're going to know exactly what it is I do. And for yourself, you said that you had a slogan as well.
Oh yeah, well the systems of marketing around eCentral, and that's kind of nice, but even I've got a much better one. So back in the day, and people have known me a bit longer than others, would have known me from the Channel Wit Sunday days. So, and we had a brand, a retro style TV around that, so it was really spoke to people. When you saw the brand and you saw channelwitsunday.com, obviously it was something definitely digital, it was definitely something Wit Sunday, and it was definitely a channel. Yeah. So it spoke to you about being a TV.
You knew exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the next one, John.
Yeah, okay, that's it.
So we've got here a logo.
Oh.
Do you want to tell us something about this logo?
Yeah, well, it's one of the most recognised brands in the world right now, isn't it? And we've seen the rise of Uber over the past 7-8 years, and when they start out with something beautifully simple.
Yeah. Well,
it's smiling at you.
Yeah, there's all this branding around it. There's a U, so U stands for Uber. But what happened?
Well, they went to the one there beside it, and the whole world's wondering why.
I'm not quite sure what it is.
Yeah, well,
it's not a U anymore. It's sort of
a scary Pac-Man.
Is that it's a MacBook charger?
I don't know. Well, it's got the wiring in it. It's a bit networky, but I think it's I don't know. It's War of the Worlds for me. It's, as I said, it's like a scary Pac-Man. I don't want to face down that, and it's kind of interesting because we've seen the rise of these global companies, and they've taken on the challenge, and maybe they get to a point where they've got so much capitalisation, they just say, oh, well, we might as well rebrand. What are we going to? Let's rebrand. That's a way for us to reshape who we are. And that's valid, but I go back to like Marketing 101, which is where I fell in love with marketing, doing my IT degree. What am I doing in that course, sort of snuck in. But on the base of that, there's one thing, it was like, don't change your logo, and I've broken that rule myself.
Well, I mean, I've changed my logo, but I didn't, all it was a reinvigoration of it. Like it just upgrade the colors, change the font.
Sure.
But the general logo has stayed the same for me. And I think it's important that if you should be up to date with your look, but don't throw away your branding to something that doesn't make sense. So don't be an Uber, basically.
Well, we've seen the same thing also from Airbnb, another large global company that's in the share economy, and some things we're reading offline about that sort of people sort of pitch that's a bit risque. I'd never looked at the Uber logo or the Airbnb logo like that, but now I can't look at it ever again in the same way. Maybe you've seen it as well. I don't know. It's something you're invited to do, YouTube.
Yeah. Cool. Let's
finally,
move on to the next one.
Yeah, let's go after Gary Vanee. Oh, I love my Gary. And look, he's a very powerful. He's globally, he's a force of nature.
He's a very well-known on social media for sure.
But he tends to use a bit of bad language.
He does, yeah. And you're saying that you don't think bad language is good for social media, is it?
Yeah, well, from my point of view, is that when you're having a conversation with someone, and I guess is where I'm sort of dichotomous, you know, my target market is around business, mature people, LinkedIn, you know, that's where I want to have the conversation. So I see that there's, you know, a need to be a little bit, you know, prim and proper about that. You can have a bit of a laugh when it's appropriate, but, you know, Gary, you know, can't punctuate a sentence without without dropping the F-bomb.
Yeah. Well, if I throw another idea across to you, Gary also knows his target market very, very well. So he knows that the people that he is actually selling to are going to lap it up. They love the attitude, they love the grit, they love just get out there and do it. And I think there are moments, like I would not be doing what he does because my target market isn't like that, and I'm not like that. But for him, he's being true to himself, he's being true to his target audience, and it's obviously working for him because he's got a massive following. So I guess the takeaway might be that when you are doing social media, you're deconstructing what your actually branding is going to be putting across.
Sure.
Make sure you know who your audience is going to be, and design your media towards that audience to make sure that your message is clear. Yeah,
well, I take it one step further than that. You'd even talk about authenticity. One thing I love to do when I see it when I speak to people on the eCentral Business Show is they come on and they're a bit tentative and but somewhere along during the interview, and you'll see it if you look for them, typically in those interviews I have with people, unless they're really well media trained or where they've done a lot of it, there's at some point where these people are a little bit timid, come out of their shell. And when you access their authenticity, then you start to get, you know, a true message. And I put it to you that actually Gary is probably pretty true to himself. I think he drops the F-bomb quite frequently in every conversation. It's like, hey Mum, can you paste the effing potato bake, you know, or whatever he eats. I don't know. Anyway, so that's the sort of thing that we want to do with the Social Revolution at eCentral in this experimental show. And Dave, thank you very much for coming on. We got something nice and neat to tie this together, I guess.
I did have something nice and neat. I just can't remember what it was.
Well, that's the thing. Well, let's flash back to it. So it's the message.
Ah, that's right. So
message.
So basically,
yeah, that's right. You had something.
We want to make sure that whenever you are putting out something on social media, that your message is clear. You don't want to be confusing your audience with bad logos, bad slogans. Be like, I mean, you know, you don't have to be like Gary Vee, but make sure that when the messaging you're putting out there is going to be clear, they know what you're about. There's no way to misinterpret what it is that your company can bring your clients. Oh yeah, make sure that your business is being true to who you are and what your business is trying to portray, you know. That's the litmus test, you know. Sample 100 random people, see what they say about your logo, what they say about your brand, what they say about your language. Yeah, simple. That's great. Fantastic. That's Friday afternoon done on the Social Revolution. I'm John Nayler, joined by Dave Meikle.
All right, see you next time. Thank you very much for watching another episode of the eCentral Business Show. What we're doing on the eCentral Business Show is we're bringing you business leaders and the best of the knowledge. We want to bring them on the show and release that content so that that's something that we can share with you by this easy to consume format. So you can follow us across LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Google+, or just regularly visit the eCentral.com.au/show website, pick out the best things for you and educate yourself on that premise. Now there's video content there for you, so you can just watch the video and inform yourself in your own time. We've also now podcasting that content as well, so it's really simple to consume. You can listen to it on the way to work in the car or during your daily exercise regime. Beyond that, we're also looking to connect with business experts. So if you consider yourself to be an expert in your field, please make contact so we can schedule you in and have you come on the show so you can release your content and increase your brand across our format. Beyond that, we also invite people to send us their email address so we can send you our monthly magazine. And that's just the best of the content, the best of the videos for the month, put out once again in an email, arrives in your inbox. So you can just go through and pick out the things that are really going to educate you and advance you in your field of expertise and in business. We're a business-focused show. So thank you very much once again for watching, and we'll see you next time.